teeth of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. Teeth of the tongue, the teeth,
Sweetie.
the lips. What?
We're live.
Oh. Well, hello there, Parapeeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. Let's Talk Paranormal Live. I am your host, Sean Donnelly.
I'm your co-host, Marianne Donnelly.
That's right, we're broadcasting live from the set of The Day After.
The day after.
Yeah, where it froze. I'm sorry. I thought it was funny.
It's still the same day, so...
No, the movie, The Day After.
Is the day after tomorrow, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay, so failed joke.
Failed joke, big time. Especially since it's still the same day anyway.
Alright, shut up, let it go. Oh, well, hello folks, hope you're having a great Saturday and you're not getting snowed in.
And if you are, thanks for choosing us on your snowy evening.
Thanks for tuning in. Alright, so, hey, while we get things going here, appreciate everyone being in chat, but we would like to hear where you're from.
Well, they all say that there's a big echo, and they want to know if the whole show's going to be in echo mode.
There's a bad echo.
Apparently.
Bad echo.
That's what they say.
Let's do... That. Is the echo better? No echo? Is echo gone? Is the echo gone? Is that better?
I don't know if we're any better. They're not responding to that yet.
There you go.
Yay.
Yay,
Okay.
good.
All right. So what did you do wrong?
Good. Well, when we had people on last week,
Uh-huh.
I had to do something here to make this work.
So now you had to undo it.
I had to undo it.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay.
All right. Sounds
All right.
good.
So now we're fixed. So that whole thing in the beginning, they didn't hear the bad jokes anyway, so who cares?
Well, they heard it. They just heard it in echo form.
Echo,
they heard it
echo.
twice.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Let us know where you're from.
Oh, goodness gracious. So we have Ireland in the house. And I think we have a couple of Ohios, and I think we have Missouri. And then we have a few new peeps that I'm not sure where they're from, but they haven't said yet. Oh, we got a Tennessee and a Massachusetts and another Tennessee.
Yeah, we have a delay. Remember the delay?
I do.
Sorry, folks. We only do this once a week. Kind of forget. There's a delay.
Snowpocalypse.
Snowpocalypse.
That's
yeah.
what Andrew says there.
Yeah. Andrew, how's it at
Scotland.
How's it over there? Are you getting like
Virginia?
hammered? We are getting hammered.
Yes, it's been snowing since about 10:30 this morning here. I was over at my mom's house and I was watching, and when the snowflakes started, I said, "Okay, I guess it's time for me to go home now," and it has been snowing ever since.
All right, today's show is brought to you by today's show supporters, which are
12 Night Horror, Suzanne Leiss, and author Ellie. And of course, we also have our Patreon supporter, Be Unique.
That's right. How can they become a show supporter?
They can become a show supporter by following us on Twitter, retweeting and liking as many of our posts as they can, and being in the top 3 for the week. And then they can also be a Patreon supporter of $5 a month or more. And then they could be a Patreon supporter.
There you go. You are right. Okay, we are live. So just a disclaimer I like to put out, I will be making mistakes as we go along, but Marianne's number one job here is to correct my mistakes.
And I love
and she's
it.
very good at it.
And you guys are doing the same by letting us know when we have issues here too. Thank you for the echo issue.
Yes, thank you. All right, so we got 15 in the chat. Guess what? It's time to get some more people to the party. I think we need to call Boris in, get him to help us. What
You're
do you
gonna
think?
call Boris? Boris, what are you doing back there? I don't know. What do you think?
It'd be a lot better if I could Oh, there we go. All right, here we go, folks. It's time to share out the stream. Let's get more people. Thank you those who participated in that and telling people we are live. Appreciate it very much because we can't trust that YouTube announcement type thing. Right, what are you playing on over there?
Well, we had a question.
We can play with that later.
We had a question from our guest about it, and I was just double checking it. That's all. So we have lots of peeps in the house that have been chatting along, and we got some of our good friends in here and a few new people that I haven't seen too often before. So we got some new people. Well, let me take this chance to tell you who we are. Or do you want to do it? No.
I'm going to keep asking every week.
You shouldn't ask because you know the answer. Anyways.
All right. Mary Ann and Sean Donnelly, owners of PanicD.com and DarkShadowGhostTours.com. PanicD.com is a database of over 800 locations across the United States that have paranormal claims. In November 2017, we started a series called Our Haunted Travels that features the over 200 locations that we have visited and either investigated or researched or been there or that kind of stuff. And our channel, right here, Panic D Videos, Paranormal History, which is our new name in case you guys didn't notice. We feature a new location that we've been to every week. And when we do that, we cover the history, any ghost stories and folklore about the location, our personal experiences, and why we believe the location could be haunted.
That's right.
I'm getting pretty good at that.
Yes, you are. That's why you do it. A video That's why you do it instead of me.
Alrighty. So if you are new and you're into kind of stuff, history, paranormal, forensic type videos, go ahead. It's okay. You can hit the subscribe button. We won't scare you that much. Ring that bell next time we go put out a what? No like guarantees.
That much. We won't scare you that much.
There's no guarantees. Alrighty, I think it's time. We messed around enough. I think it's time for a roll call. What do you think?
Roll call.
You ready for roll call?
Sure.
Roll call.
All right. We have Andrew Kitchens, Atlantis Paranormal, Eagle VP, Happy Trails Hiking, John Ames, Kay Johnston, Lori Bryant, Joanne Reagan, Mary, I was going to say me, Annette Reagan, Marty's Crew, Our Family Adventures, Mr. Ramsey Storyteller, Paranormal Voice, Paranormal Tech, Shadow Punk 80, Teresa Gregory, and Timberhill, Crafts Beauty, and more.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
That's right.
All right, I'm going to switch.
We thank you for joining us today. Thank you also very much, Shadow Punk 80.
Okay, so let's go to the chat. You had some questions in chat already.
Oh, we did have a question from one of the paranormal groups about the new spirit box from Ghost Stop.
Yeah, we haven't got one yet. It's on the list to get. I know PSPR got one, and he did a review on one on his channel. So PSPR Paranormal Pursuit.
Okay.
You could check out the review that he did. He actually got one from Ghostbox.
Ghost Stop.
Ghost Stop. Yeah, they sent to him, and he did a review on it. It looks pretty interesting because you can actually record onto it. Interesting. So you don't need the separate recorder. What was the question?
If we had seen it.
Yes, we've seen it. We haven't. We're probably going to have to purchase one, but we have not done that yet.
Okay.
Probably soon, because we have some investigations scheduled.
We do.
Ooh, that we do.
And it's interesting because normally we're not big winter investigators.
No, we actually lucked out and we have a couple investigations at the same spot. And I was kind of thinking maybe on one of them we might take you guys with us and do it live. I don't know. You guys in chat, let us know. Is that something you'd be interested in? If you would like to see us do a live investigation. If you would, put a number 1 in chat right now if you would like to see that.
All right. So I was putting out a joke also to make sure that everybody got their milk and bread today.
Yeah.
And we got the extra response of, and don't forget the toilet paper.
That's important.
That's right. We had enough of that stuff, actually. But I did go to the store today because tomorrow's grocery store day, and so we figured it wasn't going to be very conducive. So we went to the grocery store today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, hey, before we get going, I want to talk about a couple things. We're not going to do the eBay update this week, or are we?
No, I didn't grab anything today.
Because today's show, we're going to be talking about the life and death masks. So I want a little bit more time so we could kind of play that game with you guys where you could guess the mask. But I do want, while I have your attention, I want to talk about our Patreon page. We had a couple videos that's going out there, and way our Patreon page is set up is you can follow us on Patreon. You don't have to be a paid supporter to see the public posts that we put out, and we post out the research from our videos. So I have to post last week's out there, which is going to be coming soon, but we do have some videos for the paid supporters, and one of them is going to be our first blooper reel. And you get to hear me rant. It wasn't that bad. Was it that bad?
Almost made me cry.
Oh, it did not. Give the impression like I'm some abusive husband.
Well, Teresa Gregory said that she told her daughter that Boris was going to come get her if she doesn't stop attacking her.
Ooh.
Boris, it sounds like you might get to go on a field trip.
Might have to make a phone call. Hello, this is Boris. You better listen to your mother. That's what we should do next Halloween. Instead of Santa calling,
Boris can make calls.
Boris makes calls.
Nice.
If you don't listen, I send my friend Krampus after you.
Oh, goodness.
Second thing I wanted to talk about, what was it? It was important. Oh, okay. We have a secondary channel. We've had it for some time. It was called ClueTube. And I've changed the name. Now it's Panic Dig Blogs and More. Okay? It is the first supported channel on our channel. Okay? So, you guys might want to check that out and subscribe, because we're going to start doing more non-location videos over there. So like when we get challenges and maybe even that live stream, that kind of stuff, we're going to do them on that channel. But we'll tell you guys ahead of time. It's just, I'm trying to keep the main channel just the locations in this show and stuff related to the location. So I'm just telling you, I think it's Panic D Vlogs and More. There's a link to it. Actually, Marianne could probably drop that link, now that I think about it.
That would mean I'd have to know what it was. That's not going to be helpful. It's not going to happen for a while, folks.
Yeah,
so
it's not going to happen for a little while. But, we'll get plenty of time. I'll tell you guys again next week, and we'll probably put it in Nightbot and all that other stuff. So I'm just going to tell you it's out there. But
all right.
That's what I wanted to talk about. All right.
Although Happy Trails Hiking says that she's subscribed to that one too, so maybe she might be able to drop that link in there for me, because I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, anybody who participated in our ClueTube is actually probably subscribed to it, because that's where we put the behind-the-scene conversation type videos. But I'm going to start putting the Patreon videos and vlogging, that kind of stuff, and kind of. Because our channel is starting to be ranked based on paranormal history.
Okay.
So.
All right. So Shadowpunk 80 says that it's Jay, and he wants you to know that.
Hello, Jay. I met Jay last night on Twitter. He is in Connecticut. I believe he's from New York. But we had a pretty interesting conversation last night. He wants to get into paranormal investigating.
All right. Must have been while I was napping.
You were napping.
I nap a lot. Have you noticed that?
Yes, I do. You nap quite a bit.
Hello, ATJH Travels is here as well. Nice to see you.
All right, these guys are probably like hanging around saying, when are we going to get to it?
Exactly.
When are we going to get to it?
When are we going to get to this stuff?
Are you guys ready to get started on our topic tonight? If you are, put a number 2 in chat.
Yeah,
just to make sure you're still awake.
There were about 4 ones, by the way, when you asked about that.
There were 4 ones?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
From the other question.
That was doing a live.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Live investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It sure was. All right. Oh, look at that. Happy Trails hiking is awesome.
There we go. Thank you.
All right. So we got a couple of 2s now. And Shadowpunk80 says, actually from Connecticut, but lives in New York. So
okay,
you had
so
it
I had it backwards.
Yeah. But close enough.
I had it backwards.
That was good for you.
Yeah, that is pretty good for me. All right, so I think we're ready to go.
I think we are.
Would you like to tell a little bit, before we get started, about these interesting life and death masks?
Absolutely.
I already know that this stream's going to get demonetized because I didn't put it in the title, but yeah. Our last couple videos got demonetized because we were talking about a cemetery. Thank you.
There you go. Well, some places just happen to be cemeteries,
Yeah, I guess you can't talk about cemeteries.
I guess not.
I requested a review. But anyways, would you like to talk about what life and death masks are?
So basically, they are casts that are made, that you make a mold of the face, and then you make a cast, and then you get to have forever preserved an image of your likeness. So the life masks clearly are done during someone's lifetime, and the death masks after the individual has ceased to live on this planet. So there's lots of discussion sometimes about whether a specific mask is a life or a death mask. Mm-hmm. They're kind of hard to tell sometimes, but they've been doing them for centuries.
Oh, way back.
Yeah. But there's different ways that you can do them. Some people use alginate. Some people use just the strips of plaster strips and things like that. So they're made different ways. There was the picture that you showed them a minute ago. This one is specifically a death mask. Some death masks are made while the body is lying down, but to get a good full head version, they do make a little bit of a board and sit them up and work around. I think those ones are really cool.
Yeah, we in prepping for the show, we were watching a documentary last night, and we're probably going to do some more on these masks in future shows. And we even discussed the potential of actually me doing a mask of Marianne live, mm-hmm. and see how it works out.
Yeah, well, I've always wanted to do them. I've always wanted to do one. And I said I'd get the stuff and I'd do one of you, and you're like, well...
No, that's not going to happen, because the life masks, it takes almost an hour for it to harden. And yeah. I would have too much claustrophobia. I don't think I could...
But someday I'm going to do it to him.
Yeah.
But I...
might be a death mask.
I would... But. Oh, jeez. I would like to have one made up. So he was thinking about maybe doing me.
Yeah. Doing it during a live stream, and then tickle her and see what happens. All right, so we've got Hell's House Paranormal. Hello,
and Darlington Ghost Hunters too.
DGH Darlington Ghost Hunters. Hello.
And Hell's House Paranormal has joined us as well.
But the documentary that we were watching, and it's actually it's pretty cool. That's why I want to talk about it later. Maybe do like later on a part 2 type thing. Mm-hmm. But basically, they were taking these masks and scanning them 3-dimensional into the computer, and then actually making those people come to life, and you can actually see what their face looked like. And we're talking like Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Napoleon. Who else was on there?
Dillinger.
Yeah, you could actually see what they look like. It was actually pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, so. I mean the masks themselves, you can pretty much see what they look like, but the way they were scanning them and that they were able to rotate them in all directions, they colorized them, so it
made their eyes
really
blink.
Looked cool.
It's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, but also what was really cool was that they were looking at the fact that some of them are not authenticated. Some of them, they're like, well, we're not sure if this is a real one or not. And they did find some hairs in some of them. And so they're like, we know this is an original. So that was really cool.
Abraham Lincoln, for example, it's pretty interesting what they were talking about. He had a life mask done. Twice, yeah. And they did...
Were they 5 years apart or something like that?
They did a death mask of him, too. And it showed how his face aged while he was in office. Which it was pretty interesting, and then they melded those together. And even the one of George Washington, there's an original life mask of George Washington in a museum in New York, which is
where our new friend is from.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, actually. That's what George Washington actually looked like. So pretty cool. So here's what we're gonna do. Where are we on time?
Teresa Gregory would like to have a mask done of herself, too. I love that.
I don't know. It would be kind of cool to have it done. All right, so in chat, if you would like to have this done, a life mask, could you stand it? Could you stand an hour where you could only breathe through your nose? Your face is covered. I mean, this is how they make masks and stuff for movies.
Yeah, most of the time I think that for the movies they're using alginate for theirs, but they do end up putting some of these strips on. But yeah, you just
when they make prosthetics and stuff for actors, they make a life mask basically, and then they add to it. But to be there for an hour like that, I don't know if I could handle that. What about you guys? Could you handle? Can you handle that?
I could do it.
You could do it.
I could do it.
Well, let's ask chat.
I know, since we didn't do the eBay update today, I know that you
Exactly.
can go on...
What if you had to sneeze and you had 2 straws in your nose? That would be horrible.
Don't sneeze. Maybe some snots will come out of the straws. I don't know, but
little snot bubbles.
Yeah. Anyways, on eBay you can actually purchase casts of some of the actors who've had the masks done for different movies.
We don't need them.
They're usually about $80. Yeah, no, there's no desire for me to have any of those ones.
Thank you.
But I just would like you to know, because if they had one of Lincoln, I was probably gonna
Lincoln, I would definitely. Yeah, that would.
But
be cool.
All they had were actors. So.
And what's cool about the ones that they have archived in museums is there's little hairs, because when they pull that off, it's like a cast basically on your face.
It is.
And when they pull that off, it's going to pull off hairs. So like the ones they had of Lincoln and George Washington and Napoleon, when they were scanning it, there were little hairs. So they have the actual DNA of those people. That is pretty cool. I don't know. I'm a geek for that kind of stuff. But they actually have DNA for George Washington. Pretty interesting.
I mean, we still have his body, so we could go there too, but...
Well, yeah, but a hair...
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to show you some masks, and we're going to have you guys guess if you know who the person was. You guys want to do that? Are you up for doing that? I hope you are, because I spent all day putting together this presentation. We're going to do it anyways.
Well, you gotta work on prepping that. DGH Darlington Ghost Hunter said yes, they would like to have one of these done. And Marty's crew says, no way.
Yeah, see, we're split. She wants one done, and I don't think I could do it. Then I might get jealous once we do yours, so we'll have to have them. But
don't worry. You will have one done, even if I have to do it while you sleep. Yes!
I'll wake up with 2 straws sticking out of my nose. She's trying to kill me.
You don't have to do the straws. It's just, I feel that you would get...
You don't need to breathe.
I feel you would get... Like, they do that a lot. But all the ones that I've seen being done recently, they're not putting the straws in their mouth or in their nose. They're just kind of leaving a bigger opening on their nose, which I think it would be, you know, problematic for making a good actual mask, you know? Like, you gotta have the whole nose part.
I don't know. All right, so you guys want to try to guess some of these?
Yes, let's do it.
Yes? Yes? All right, so here we go with the first one. See if you could guess who this is. All right, so in chat, go ahead and leave your guess. Who do you think that is?
So Teresa Gregory wants to know if somebody wants to go and clone President Washington while we're here. And Budget Bushcraft says they think that this is Alfred. And Marty's Crew says Hitchcock. And Happy Trail says Alfred Hitchcock. So I think that they think it might be Hitchcock.
That's right. So if you guys guessed Alfred Hitchcock, that is his death mask. Death mask. Well, we don't know if all these are death or life.
Right. Some of them could be death. Some of them could be life. This one looks kind of
it's funny,
unhappy.
It's funny
and usually
how Hitchcock
unhappy
is getting blocked. Okay, that's a name. All right.
Oh, I see. With yes, okay, all right.
Yeah, there we go.
Gotcha. That's why. Okay, I'm like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Got it. So yes, we should bring this up that some of these are life masks and some of these are death masks.
Yeah.
Usually, if it's a death mask, they're not smiling.
True. True, that's a good point. Okay. Didn't you say too that the death mask will show their neck?
Sometimes, a lot of times, it'll show their neck in the death masks also, because they'll go right around their chin and everything. Whereas most of the time, if it's a life mask, they're just gonna do just the head just to here, kind of thing. But other times they'll include the neck as well, if it's a death mask.
All right, so let's try this next one.
All right.
There you go. What say you? Who do you think that is?
This one, by the way, is a life mask.
This is a life mask. Okay.
For sure.
Anybody know?
This one, we've got... Marty's Crew says, I'd be worried if they were smiling in a death mask. Let's see here. All right, Marty's Crew says Washington. Budget Bushcraft says Jefferson. Shadowpunk80 says George. Lori Bryant says Washington. Shadowpunk says George again, spelled better. Happy Trails Hiking says Jefferson. So it looks like they think it... Oh, Happy Trail says that president dude.
That president dude.
That president dude.
All right.
Yeah, so if you are a United States person, you should know this one pretty easily.
Well, I disagree with you on that, Mary, and I will give you my rebuttal for that statement here in a second. But it is George Washington.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right, so you can see that portrait there. That is a portrait.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, and this came out of that documentary last night. Okay. I'll bring that back. If you look at the mask, that is actually what he looked like. Okay? Mm-hmm. What they were saying in the documentary is every time he had a portrait done, which, by the way, there was like 38 different portraits.
Paintings.
Paintings.
Just paintings.
Commissioned paintings of George Washington.
And then he had other sculptures and things as well.
He always wanted changes made.
Yes. That's true.
Okay? So, first of all, when you see a portrait of him smiling, he very rarely smiled. He did not have a sense of humor at all. Okay? He was all business all the time. Okay? Then you have the issues with the false teeth too. Okay, so sometimes they would adjust his chin and make his chin bigger in those paintings, and he would demand that they do that. And also, he believed that the higher cheekbones would mean more authority, so to speak. But his face actually wasn't like that. If you look at a dollar bill, a U.S. dollar bill, that really doesn't look like Washington, on the dollar bill.
Really? I think they look pretty close.
Nah, they don't. I don't think so.
So, Budget Bushcraft says they want to see the hair, but they also call BS because he couldn't keep his eyes open for that. And I agree that they didn't have their eyes open.
Modified.
But remember that this was a life mask, not a death mask. So he would have had his eyes closed, but then he would have commissioned it to have it open. He would have
made them change it too.
Yes. So and other times they have carved the eyelids out to make them look like the eyeballs.
Now, they also use these masks, too, to make busts.
Correct.
Like the brass statues and things like that. They would use these as guides for that. So, all right, let's go on to the next one. If you guys watched our videos this week, you would know this one.
Was that a hint?
Yep. All right, what do you guys think?
Are hints allowed?
It's my show. I say they can't.
Okay.
So.
All right. So who do you think this guy is?
What do you think, guys?
I thought they'd be hopping on this one already. I know there's a delay, but I thought they would know this one based on the week.
Uncle Fester from the Addams Family. We didn't have him on the show.
We did not. Hello there, Danielle, a.k.a. Danny D. Marty's Crew says Franklin. Like the Uncle Fester, though. That's kind of funny. Budget Bushcraft says John Merrick. ATJH says Fester as well. I'll have to go check out Fester again. See how close he is related. Happy Trail says, okay, fine, Franklin.
Okay. It is Benjamin Franklin. That is what he looked like. And I believe that is a death mask.
I believe, yes, that was a death mask.
We don't know exactly which for sure on all these, so.
Right. Again, some of them are life masks, some are death masks. If they do a death mask, they do try to do it as soon as possible after as they can to make sure that they get those
I think it's
features
before.
I wanted to say around 3 to 5 hours. They're going to try to get them
done.
Now,
this all started, back before photography.
Oh, absolutely.
So this was a way to, how did that person look like in life, that type of thing. Or, well, I guess death, but when they were alive, what did they look like? And this happens a lot of times, too, with celebrities and prominent people who are going to be cremated too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Budget Bushcraft wants to say that it could also be one of the 12 people from Franklin's basement.
Possible. All right, so this one's a little bit harder, but a famous person. A little bit harder. Okay, you guys ready?
All right.
Here we go. Who do you think? And I'll tell you, it's not Uncle Fester.
Let's just say he's not smiling. Looks a little saddened there. I do like the fact that if it's a really good mask, you can see the hairs, the little lines for, your furrows in your brow, all of the eyelashes and eyebrows.
Let's just say Happy Trails. You should know who this is. There's a clue. All right. A little bit longer. If we don't get any more guests, I'm just going to reveal it. Kevin Spacey.
Beethoven.
No. Ooh. She got it. Ludwig von Beethoven. That is correct. That is correct. That is Beethoven. That is what Beethoven looked like.
Lori Bryant said it couldn't be Voldemort because it has a nose. All right, this next one.
So everybody should get this next one. I hope.
Yes, but this next one is actually a life mask.
Yes, this is... Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. You guys ready? Everyone should get this one.
I think this is the one that was done about 3 weeks before his death.
Okay. Here we go. What do you think?
So far, so good. They seem to be getting all of these. Means they know their peeps. Oh, look. Happy Trails says Lincoln. Budget Bushcraft says Abe. Lori Bryant says Lincoln. Marty's Cruise says Lincoln. We have actually seen several copies of this death mask.
Yes, we have. In several different places, too. Yeah. Several different places.
Yes.
All right, everyone's guessing.
That's right.
It is Abraham Lincoln. Yes. Now, Abraham Lincoln, you guys said you like these little tidbits. I feel like Paul Blart. Fun fact. Abraham Lincoln was like the first president that kind of realized that popularity
was kind of important.
Was very important, okay? And how to make use of media. Now, back during his presidency, okay, he took advantage of a budding new technology called photography, and there was a lot of photographs taken about him. But these masks that he had commissioned, you said 2 life masks, and then of course they did a death mask. But the 2 life masks, he knew that people would be making statues and busts and things like that, and that's why he went ahead and had these done, commissioned to be done. So there's one that was actually made when he was president-elect, before he went to the White House. Then there was one that was made, I think, 2 years.
I thought it was 5 years.
Was it 5 years
later? 5 years
before
later.
His death?
Oh, I thought it was just 5 years later. It was like 3. I thought it was 3 weeks before
and then,
his death.
Of course, the death.
One of us is right.
But anyways, they have made things from the death mask. So
yes.
We've seen them all over the place. We've even seen them this past time when we were in Harper's Ferry. There were some down there. So Harper's Ferry, we've seen them at the Ford's Theater. We've seen them at the Ford Museum. They had one. Where else did we see them? They're like everywhere.
Yes. There's also one at the museum in Virginia, I believe, the Confederates Museum.
Yes.
There's one there as well. So we've seen them in several places.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Enough of the tidbits.
All right.
I forget who this is. Oh, okay. All righty, here we go. Next one. This one might be kind of hard.
Now this one is specifically a death mask.
Yeah, this one might be kind of difficult. Think Civil War.
So down the rabbit hole, nice to see you, says, I love masks. I collect them from just about everywhere that I travel, and most recently she got one from Venice. She got a Carnival mask. So that's pretty cool. Happy Trail says Grant. Marty's Cruise says Lee. Lori Bryant says Lee.
All right, it is
Budget Bushcraft says
Robert
Grant.
E. Lee.
Ooh.
Robert E. Lee.
So I like how you gave them that hint that said, think Civil War, and they kind of really looked at it and said, must be one of the generals.
That's right.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
You're thinking. It was close.
Yeah. So I find that one there, they really, I think, did a poor job, if you ask me, because they still had so much like seam work on there that they could have blended better.
Yeah, that one wasn't done that well. But, of course, he was a trader, too.
But I will have... do you have the other one in here somewhere for today?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because I knew I had it, but I will save that tidbit for later.
Yeah. It's not the next one.
No, it's not.
But
it's not.
This one, thinking of generals, okay? This is a general. Not Civil War, but a general. Down the rabbit hole. Are you using OBS? It looks so professional. Of course we are using OBS. And we have a new computer here in the studio, which is awesome. I am running a computer that could probably launch missiles.
Oh my gosh.
We have a 4K camera, we have a 1080 camera, we have a awesome microphone and monitors.
It probably has more computing power than they sent the first people to the moon with.
Oh, so, absolutely, definitely. Your cell phone does. But...
Wait, no, I mean like the whole room.
Oh, the whole complex?
Like the whole room. You probably have more computing power in this one machine. Yeah. Oh, let's see here. Marty's Crew says Napoleon. Budget Bushcraft says Patton. Budget Bushcraft says George C. Scott. Let's see. Happy Trails Hiking says, what do you mean? And I'm not sure what that went to. Happy Trails also says Superman. Looks a little like Christopher Reeves, maybe.
Well, this is Napoleon.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Well, they think that's one of Napoleon's.
Yes. Now,
there we go with the little tidbit.
Yeah,
for Napoleon.
They are sort of fighting over which one is actually the authentic version.
Right. There are three that different people are saying, no, this is the mask of Napoleon. But it could either be Napoleon, his actual son, or his illegitimate son. Isn't it? Oh, no, his brother. I thought it was
a illegitimate half-brother or something like that.
So there's three different ones. But one of them is Napoleon. They just don't, they're fighting, the historians are fighting over which one.
Right. And this one here is the one that I think that they are saying, I think it might be a little too big for the short person, because they were actually measuring the length of the face in comparison to, like, the percentage of a body that the head would be. And for his height, that one seemed to be a little bit too long. And the other one that they were trying to find, or that they found, which, by the way, has a couple of hairs in, that actually seems to be a little bit more appropriate in size. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go with the next one. Who do you think that is? I find these just amazing that is what their face actually look like, because a lot of times, like before photography, only thing we got to go by are commissioned portraits.
Right. And
not saying that those artists weren't awesome, but when you run into that, like you did with Washington, where he says, oh no, make my chin bigger, or oh, do this, or I'll do that, that's not actually what they look like.
Right. So. Yeah. Down the Rabbit Hole says, this one looks so familiar. And Happy Trails wants a clue.
English.
Budget Bushcraft says, Vlad the Impaler. It does look a little like what we consider Vlad to look like.
Yeah. English would be...
Budget Bushcraft says Stalin. And Shadow Punk 80 says Dracula. Happy Trails says Shakespeare.
There we go.
Timey Lives is here and says, I made it. Timey, look at the picture. What do you think? Do you know who that one is? We're talking scary things again. Death masks.
Well, you guys are right. It is William Shakespeare.
That's right.
Yeah, that one's an old one. That's a very old one.
That it is. I think it's a pretty good one too, by the way.
And again, when we bring the subject back up later, if you guys join in, we'll talk about that documentary, and then, give you links where you guys can go and see it, because it's amazing what they do when they digitize these. Mm-hmm. So, all right, let's move on to the next one.
All right, so it was
that last one.
That last one was Shakespeare, and now we are
Civil War
on.
generals and future president.
Oh, you just gave him yet another clue.
I did.
Down the Rabbit Hole says, I thought it looked familiar. My son thinks that my husband looks like Shakespeare. We're definitely going to have to get a picture of your husband. Let's see here. Timey says Lee. Marty's Crew says Grant. Lori Bryant says Grant. Teresa Gregory says Grant. Marty's Crew says you gave it away.
I gave it away.
And Timey would have gotten it too if she would have been here for
if you were here a little bit earlier.
Yes, because we already had Lee.
But you guys are right. It is Ulysses S. Grant.
That's correct. Now, the tidbit that I had wanted to mention about these two were that they said if you look at both of them, they're both death masks, and Lee and Grant.
Yeah.
And they said if you look at those two, Lee's face is very calm. But if you look at Grant's, he looks like he's much more in anguish. And,
of course he was. He was a president.
Yes. So they said that he did have he had a rougher death experience.
A lot more stress.
A lot more stress in his life, things like that. Whereas Lee was actually in a coma before he died for a couple weeks. So they said that's why his was so relaxed.
More relaxed.
Yes.
All right. So we got Laura Gramalt is joining us.
Well, hello, Laura.
Hello.
Nice to see you. I don't know, Budget Bushcraft. He's yelling at you. What'd you do? I don't know. Was it for your giving away the secrets?
All right, I won't give this one away. Here we go. All
right, the next one. Let's try it again. Yeah, Timey says, nice relaxing coma.
What do you guys think about this one? Who is this?
Budget Bushcraft says, too many clues, LOL. All right, so he's not giving you a clue for this one at all.
I won't give a clue unless you ask for one. Tommy says, recognize, but I'm bad with names.
Mm-hmm. Shadowpunk says they recognize it. Looks familiar too.
It's a little bit more. I'll shut up. No more clues.
Happy Trail says Eisenhower. ATJH Travel says Roosevelt. Marty's Crew says Eisenhower, but not quite sure. Laura just says, looks familiar. Budget Bushcraft says Ike. Timey is sticking with Bram Stoker.
Bram Stoker. All right, so everyone's pretty much guessing Eisenhower.
They are guessing
Everyone's
Eisenhower.
Pretty much wrong. It's Woodrow Wilson.
Was a president.
Wilson.
Just the wrong one. Was a U.S. president, just the wrong one.
Yeah.
I like the eyelashes and how they came out on this one.
Yeah, that one's pretty detailed.
Yeah.
Well, this one's a more recent history, so yeah, probably the technology of making these has improved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one was very well done. I have to admit, you could see a lot more of his facial features, the lines, and the actual, that he wasn't like a... It's not that he had huge pits in his face, but you could see that there was actually complexion to it. It wasn't like sanded off or anything.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. Well, Teresa Gregory says, you want to talk about that? She said it doesn't look like the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this, I'm assuming, is a death mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, depending on basically...
Well, remember, he normally had glasses, so a lot of times that's a problem.
After death, they actually did this. The face could change if it was laying on his back for a long period of time.
It does look a little more elongated than his face in the photograph. Mm-hmm. I'll give you that. But it also could be the angle, because they're not at the same angle either. So.
All right, let's go on to the next one.
Now this person had life mask and a death mask done. This is the death mask.
I zoomed in on this to cut out the name, but if you look kind of close on this, you're going to see hands to the left and right of that picture. Mm-hmm. So they do that too.
Yes.
And there are hand casts. Abraham Lincoln hand cast. Man, he had some huge hands. Huge hands. But they were saying in that documentary that when he had the second mask made, the life mask, he was shaking hand. Oh, he had it made the day he signed the Emancipation Proclamation.
That's correct.
That's when he had the second one. Correct. There. He was shaking hands with like so many people for like 2 hours that his hands were swollen, and he had to hold on to like a broomstick for them to do the mask because his hands he couldn't even hold the pen
to sign
the Emancipation Proclamation because he was spending 2 hours signing.
Yeah.
Or shaking hands. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Eisenhower. I think it's supposed to be Eisenhower.
We also have Churchill, and of course, Timmy is sticking with her Bram Stoker.
Bram Stoker. Any other guesses? Or if you want a clue.
Budget Bushcraft says then it has to be Lincoln.
Here's a clue. It's not Lincoln.
It's not Lincoln. Yeah. So Timey and her Bram Stoker, it just makes me laugh because when I was in grade school, we had this thing we did in class, and we always had to answer and everything. And there's these kids that never knew an answer, and so our teacher said, "I don't care. Give me an answer. I don't care if you say buffalo chips." So anytime anybody didn't know the answer, we just would say buffalo chips. That became our class mantra.
They're asking for a clue. Let's say Boris would like his work.
Ooh, that's a good clue. Boris would like his work.
Boris would like his work.
Yes.
There's your clue. I think like we need to theme to Jeopardy.
So Lori Bryant says Hitchcock. Happy Trail says not Churchill.
Not Churchill.
Timey says I was the annoying kid who knew all the answers and had questions that
Marty
teachers
says
didn't know.
Karloff. Close to Karloff, but it's not Karloff. It's not Boris Karloff. But Boris would like it. Mm-hmm. All right, you guys give up?
Or are you thirsty for more? No, I'm just kidding.
All right, let's reveal this one. We'll move on to the next one.
All right, who
is
this one?
Vincent Price. Vincent Price.
Laura says buffalo chips.
So that is definitely death mask because it goes down onto the chest.
Yes, this one, he had life mask done and death mask. This is his death mask.
Yeah. And it looks like he had the hands done too.
So. Budget Bushcraft says Legacy too. That would have been a good answer as well.
Alrighty, here we go. The next one.
Oh, this is another one that I think is pretty good to what we've seen.
Yeah, this one kind of looks. This is a death mask, but this kind of looks like the face was swollen a little bit. I think
a little bit, but I think it looks a lot like everything we've ever seen.
There we go. Teddy, Dr. Phipps. Okay. All right, that is Theodore Roosevelt.
Yes.
Teddy.
That is correct. And I think it's very, very well done. Got the crow's feet showing in there.
Did I duplicate? No, I didn't.
You got the crow's feet showing in there really well. His mustache.
Is this the last one? No, got two more.
All right. Oh, wow.
Oh, we almost been streaming an hour.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Two more. Here's the next one. This one might be kind of hard. Should I give him a clue?
I think this one will be pretty difficult.
Yeah, this one might be pretty difficult. We could say, I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. We'll say Civil War again. Right? Is that a good clue? Civil War.
I guess. I think this one's going to be a really...
this one's going to be a hard one.
If somebody gets this one, I'm going to be like super, super excited. Tommy says not Bram. Lori Bryant says Sherman. I'm impressed. Marty's Crew says Sherman.
With a question mark. Like,
true.
Sherman?
Is it? Is it Sherman?
Is it Sherman?
Could it be?
I won't leave you in suspense. It is, ding, 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 William Tecumseh Sherman.
Yes.
Yep, that's him. Good guess.
Yeah, I was not expecting you guys to get that one. I'm very impressed. Happy Trail says that Lori Bryant is the human Google. I love it. Now, some of these masks, once they're made, they are also made into, instead of plaster casts, they're made into clay casts or bronze casts, things like that. This one coming up is one that is in bronze.
And this is the last one that we have for now.
It is?
Yeah, we went through like 15 of
You
these.
didn't even use my favorite, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Well, we could do more later because there are like hundreds of them out there. But
oh, absolutely. There sure are.
You guys like the
Budget Bushcraft wants to know who punched him in the nose. I know, right? I feel the same way. Laura says buffalo chips again. That's hilarious. I love it. It's going to be our new thing here, too. Buffalo chips. We don't know. Just like grade school.
Okay, so here's the last one for Final Jeopardy.
Teresa says, yeah, do more for sure. This is fun, says Happy Trail.
Here we go. Who do you guys think that is? And that one they made into a bronze one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one I didn't get.
You don't know who that is?
Oh, I do know who that is. I just didn't get it. Like, when I looked at it, I didn't see it.
Oh. Well, he was kind of a recluse towards the end of his life.
Yeah.
And it was done... you know what? It does look like Han Solo, like from the movie. But
yeah. Teresa Gregory says Elvis. Timey's back to Bram Stoker again. Marty's Crew says The Godfather. Lori Bryant says JFK.
No, I don't know that they did one of JFK.
No.
I don't think they did.
I don't think unless he had a life cast done, which I don't think.
No.
He did not have a death mask done.
Yeah, he didn't have much of a...
Yeah, his skull would not have allowed it.
Yeah.
Oh. Unfortunately.
So we got something up there that's kind of close.
John Wayne says Budget Bushcraft.
And I think the closest winner is going to be Marty's Crew with The Godfather because this is Marlon Brando, who played The Godfather. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
he actually had that done because he was cremated.
Yes, it was done because of that. Yeah.
Yep.
But I still, like, when I look at it, I just don't see that one.
You don't see it?
I mean, the nose.
That's a younger picture of him. I guess I should have
see.
used an older picture of him, but towards the end, he put on like a lot of weight and was a recluse and that kind of thing. So, you know, that's when he was younger. I should have matched him up, but I didn't.
I just think the lips look wrong, but that's just me. The nose looks good.
So Tommy says, I do not want a death mask. Well, Marianne, and I don't know if you were here when we were talking about it, Marianne wants a life mask.
I do.
Where they do them when you're live. And we may do a stream sometime with me making a life mask from her.
That's right. They want to know when the next mask episode is. They like guessing these.
I don't know. We'll think of something a little bit more along these lines. It's kind of a creepy game, but... Don't know.
Timey says, no, I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah, I am too. I don't think I can handle it.
But I'm going to do it to you one day.
I'm probably going to wake up one Saturday with this crap on my face and not able to breathe. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple different ways to do it, and I want to do it this way because it's less messy, and it's also supposedly the way they used to do them a long, long time ago, because clearly they didn't have alginate back then. So it's supposedly more like what they did before.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. Just a little bit of announcements about our channel coming up this next week. We're going to be covering the what is it?
The Lorraine Hotel.
The Lorraine Hotel. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're not going to do a ghost stories and folklore about the Lorraine Hotel because there's only one claim. So ghost stories and folklore are going to be about Ghost of Memphis. It's going to be like 5 Ghosts of Memphis or something like that. I don't know. I haven't started it yet. Photos, we'll probably do the photos. I don't think we're going to have a Thursday video. I haven't decided yet because it's kind of I don't want to get into like a debate over that whole situation, but we'll do a location video and tell you like how we found that it was there and where it was, that kind of thing. And we do have photos from the National Civil Rights, which is the hotel.
Yeah, Lori Bryant says that the Lorraine Hotel is the really cool Memphis museum there. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were there. I even have to look up the year. I don't even remember when we were there. Was that 2006? Was that the year we got married?
We got married in 2006, so it was either 6 or 7.
I think it was 6.
Because I think
it was November.
It was very early on in our marriage.
Very early in our marriage.
And that was when you came home with a guitar. And
yes, I came home with a very expensive.
Yeah, my credit card company's like, what? This is not normal for her. Yeah. She does eBay. She doesn't go to Memphis.
So this was pre-paranormal.
Yes.
Stuff.
Yes.
But
so we were just into history at that point.
Historical adventure.
Yes.
So we went to Graceland and the Peabody Hotel and Orpheum Theater, which that video is already out there, and National Civil Rights Museum, and a couple other places that later on, once we got into the paranormal and realized that there's paranormal claims there, they are in the database. So being that it is Martin Luther King week, I wanted to cover this location, but I don't want to get into... You guys know what I'm saying.
You don't want to get into conspiracy theories and things like that?
Not this year. Maybe next year.
Okay. Yes.
So, I've been debating and waiting. That's why I haven't started on the videos, and I think I'm just going to let it go this year and just kind of cover the location, and then maybe next year get into conspiracy theories.
Well, that would explain why there's not a Thursday video.
Yes. So there is a big conspiracy over the whole situation, and So, we have any questions in chat or anything? We are over our hour, and I'm about ready to wrap it up and have dinner, and I want to go check. What is that noise? Oh, snow blowers are probably running.
Oh my god.
Check the snow situation, and
So Budget Bushcraft said that he was sorry. I'm like, what are you sorry for? And he says, because he attacked you with the guitar. He didn't attack me with the guitar. He made me buy him a guitar.
Yeah. I bought a original Les Paul guitar
from the Gibson
factory in Memphis. That is a limited edition.
Yes.
That was not cheap. Let's just put it that way.
Let's put it the way that it was.
Could probably buy a nice
Marianne
used car
was standing at the counter and had to talk to her credit card company on the phone because they're like, I don't know about this. You need to verify this purchase.
Yeah. Could you please verify that you're in Memphis spending this kind of money at a guitar factory?
It's not things you normally buy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Marty's Crew says that I can buy them one too. Let's see, how many have we purchased now since then? No, just... You have 3 guitars, don't you?
3. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't play either one of them. Maybe I will now that I've lost my belly and I can actually hold the guitar and play it. Maybe. We'll see.
Timey said she wouldn't mind.
I'm kind of tied up in YouTube videos at the moment.
Yeah. So Timey wants me to tell the kids that, you know, they're on their own because I need to go and join her at the tuber convention. And I think that's kind of funny. They would probably agree on most days.
I don't think they like when you're out of the classroom because you give them more work.
That's true.
Marianne has the philosophy that if she's not in the classroom, she's going to give those kids so much work that they don't have time to do anything else.
Yes, they don't have our back.
So I was hoping we get through the stream because the weather is not cooperating with us, and that normally affects our YouTube. So we're getting weird stuff. I can see it over here. So, hey, we're going to wrap it up, and we hope you guys have a wonderful weekend.
That's right. And be safe if you go out on the roads, if you're anywhere where any of the storms are at. And if you're not, go out and do something exciting.
Go make a snowman.
Well, that's what we're going to do here.
We are?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. No, we're not. We're going to look out the window and watch the fools making snowmen.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for coming and playing with us. We had a good time.
Yes.
I look forward to Saturday Live at 5. We're going to be back here next week. Again, I don't know what topic yet, but we'll figure out something.
That's right.
Follow along on our videos and all kinds of fun stuff. And check out our Patreon page. And, yep, keep on keeping on. So everyone keep creating, doing your thing. And
absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
All right, folks. Till next time.
Thanks for watching.
And happy hunting. Let us know if you like this video by hitting that thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see more videos from us in the future, support our channel by hitting that subscribe button and dinging that bell so you get notified the next time there's a video from Panic D Videos.
Thanks for watching.
Happy hunting.